Now I know you guys have seen the title and you're thinking, has this guy officially lost it? Well listen, I need you guys to hear my message out and see my point of view. Because many of us spend a good part of 30 years in a job, yet we don't actually know if that's something we want to do for the rest of our lives. Before we get into this video, make sure to like it, share with your family and friends, and trust me, I do think people will benefit. But think about it yourself. You're 16 years old and you're told you need to figure out what A-levels you're going to do. 16 years old. What A-levels am I going to do? And the A-levels will lead me on to university and therefore end up getting a job. At the age of 16, you're expected to know, to a certain extent, what job are you going to do in the future? I have to be honest. I had no idea what I want to do in the future at 16. I mean, I'm totally different. Though that was maybe only about 13 years ago, which sounds a lot more than I thought it would sound. I'm a complete different person to who I was at 16. So in my opinion, I think it's extremely harsh to expect a 16-year-old to pick his A-levels and after picking his A-levels to go to university and know and have an idea of exactly what job he wants to do at the age of 16. Yet many people do, and that is expected and that is the norm. So think of it like this. You don't want to be doing something which in essence you're not going to like when you're 25, 26, because then you're in your career. And a lot of the times people spend their career from 25 upwards to 50 and 60 working a job which imagine they're not happy with, and that decision was made, I don't know, 16, 17, maybe at uni, maybe at A-levels, but you're still very young. Now, less than 25% of people actually go on and make more than £75,000 a year in a job. Though, obviously, we're expected to find out what job you guys want to do at that age of 16, 17, 18. You're told that's exactly how you're going to make money. If you have a job, if you have a great job, you'll become successful. I mean, I specifically remember this time when I was like, I think it was in year 5, honestly, year 5. And my music teacher, out of all the people, she was a music teacher, and I hope she's not watching this. I don't think she would. I remember her specifically saying, oh no, I don't think you'll get that far. I mean, you know, you'll do all right to get a couple of GCSEs. And I remember thinking, wow, like, she really doesn't believe in me. But I mean, at that point, the teacher made me feel like if I get a job, I'm going to become successful, because this woman doesn't even expect me to get a job. Now, the crazy thing is, at that point, the music teacher made an opinion on me, though she was a music teacher who obviously was working a job and her mind was very limited to what even or how to become successful. But throughout the system of having a job and going to uni, you're always told, like, you need to have an amazing job. You need to make your 50,000, 60,000, 70,000 pounds. When you're making that sort of money, you'll be so super happy. You'll have an amazing family, kids, and you'll be spending money and you'll be like, I can't spend no more money. That is the sort of vision that's painted towards us when we're growing up in academia and, you know, told to us by the teachers and the lecturers, that's success. When you have 70, 80, 90,000, you will be successful. But if I really think about this now, £75,000 a year is 3,900 and I think it was £35 a month to you, if obviously you have a student loan and you've gone down the whole uni route and, you know, you've tried to get that best job possible, so you've gone to uni. £75,000 is £3,935 a month, which is great, which is a lot of money. And I'm not saying it's not, but honestly, I speak to many people on a daily basis, 19-year-old, 20-year-old, who are actually making much more money, have never gone to university, haven't done their A-levels, but they're hustlers. They want to work hard. They want to set up online companies and online businesses and e-commerce stores, and they want to basically be able to make money from their homes. The point isn't here to say one or the other is wrong. The point here is to actually show you guys that isn't the only way to become successful. And if anything, the one who has actually worked from home and started an online store, started making some money from, you know, hustling and so on and so forth, in essence, I'm empowering that person and saying, you guys are just as good as everyone else. I mean, we've got this thought process that if you've basically got amazing A-levels and you've gone to an amazing university and you've got the best job possible, then in essence, you're a class higher than everyone else in terms of, even if they're making the money, your class is just high. But a lot of the times, is it not just about making the money and feeding our families and feeding our children? I mean, look at it from this side. As Muslims, do we really want to have a job where we're going to work at 7:30 in the morning and coming home at 6 o'clock in the evening? And obviously, therefore, we can't really have much of an input when it comes to our children. Like, genuinely think about this. Like, I know I want to spend as much time as I can with my children. If I make £2,000, £3,000 a month and I can spend a day with my child or many days with my children, then surely that's going to make me a lot happier than earning 60, 70,000 pounds working a job and not being able to spend time with my family. And again, as Muslims, we're expected to study the deen. We're expected to understand our religion, understand who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is. And so on that basis, is it very easy to do when you're working a job and you're expected to do 40, 50 hours a week? I mean, let's put this scenario. I'm going to ask you guys to do this. If you have worked, by the way, and I want you to mention this in the comments below. If you guys have been working for the last, I don't know, 3 years plus, then take a minute, think about this. How many days, how many specific days in the last 3 years or 4 years or however long you've been working can you actually remember where you went to work? So specific days, that day, you know, I remember doing this, I remember doing that, I remember doing this, you know, it was a good day. Specific days, how many of those can you remember? See, our life is all about creating memories and improving ourselves and progressing as people. But sometimes when you're working a job and you're continuously in a job, you get into a scenario where you just go to work and come home and go to work and come home. Years and years can go by. And if you don't take the next step, if you don't take the next step of starting a business, starting a side hustle, starting something, then sometimes you can get into this terrible trap of starting a job when you're 22, you're 35 years old now, you've got a wife, you've got 2 kids, you've progressed. You don't want to be that guy at the age of 35 years old, you're in this situation, and to be honest with you, you can't take time out, you can't stop working a job because you've got responsibilities. I mean, if you don't work, who's going to feed your family? And this is why it's so important for me to give you guys this message where maybe you hear me out and you're 19, you're 20, you're 21, you're 22, and you're thinking, oh, I can't wait to get my first job. And cool, listen, I'm not saying now you shouldn't have a job. I recommend everyone to have a job for at least a few years because it teaches you so much that maybe not having a job cannot teach you. As in, if you started a business, you won't learn what you can learn under a job. So there is so much good. It gives you stability, you can save up money, and you learn under so many different people and different areas. But don't be that guy that says, you know what, I want a 3 grand promotion next year, I want a 3 grand promotion the year after, I want a 3 grand year promotion the year after that. I mean, what? You're not actually making that much more money. 3-4 years later, by the way, based on just what I said, you'll be making like £300-400 more a month. You know, and you'll have so much more responsibilities. You will have a family. You will have kids, inshallah. So it puts you in a dilemma then. You can't start businesses for yourself. You can't start hustles for yourself. You are now able to make money in different situations. I mean, the internet has opened up so many avenues for us to be able to make money. And that's what I want you guys to do, to really understand you're capable of it. You can start something online. You can start a business for yourself and actually make £2,000-3,000. Maybe you employ someone and put them in charge, and now you're able to look after your family, raise your children, help your family. You're able to do so much. I want you guys to have a good living and not get trapped in a rat race, which in essence, that's exactly what a job is. I don't want to be that guy at the age of 45, 50 years old when my child comes up to me and says, Dad, tell me about your best memories. And I'm talking to him about the holiday. I'm talking to him about, you know, the time that I spent with my friends. I'm talking to him about, you know, when I had the children. But guess what? The holiday is probably once in a year, twice in a year. The days out with my family are probably once in a week, if that. But most of my time is being spent in a job. You don't have to be in that circle. You can find a way out. Completely understand some people want to have a job, they're comfortable, they're happy, that's fine. My issue here is simple. If you're a Muslim and you want to raise your children, if you're a Muslim and you want to study, if you're a Muslim and you want to spend time with your family, then I don't know if the two go hand in hand. It doesn't really make sense. And there's so many issues with some people having jobs and so on and so forth where, you know, they're put in difficult scenarios. You know, you can pray your prayers in peace and you can take your time in the prayers, and there's so much benefit in having your own company and doing something for yourself and making money for yourself. And today we have so many more options, and that's what I want you guys to do. Find those options and come up with those ideas. And of course, subscribe to the channel because I'll always help you with the ideas. But this is in essence a plea to you to start thinking different because we need it. We need to think different. So make sure to like this video, share with your family and friends, and I hope this video was of benefit and gave you an insight into the other side of not having a job and maybe starting something for yourself. And that's all from me. Wa jazakallahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.